In a wide green field lived a colony of moles, famous for their modern, straight tunnels. Pip, a clever young mole, was their star engineer. He used new techniques, designing fast and efficient tunnels that went straight from point A to point B. Everyone admired his work, and slowly they began to forget the old winding tunnels their ancestors had dug.
One summer, a drought struck the land. The soil became as hard as rock, and the small streams that watered the plant roots from above dried up. For the first time, the colony's food supply of roots and bulbs began to run out. Everyone grew worried. Pip tried to dig new, deeper tunnels to search for food, but the hardened earth broke his claws and his tools. He had faced a problem that his modern techniques could not solve.
Grandpa Elder, the oldest mole in the colony, sat quietly in a corner. He could no longer dig, but his memory was still strong. He would hum a strange old song with words about the song of the roots and the whisper of deep water. Pip thought he was being silly at first, believing these were just old tales from a slower, ancient time.
In desperation, after all his plans had failed, Pip decided to visit Grandpa Elder. He asked him about the old tunnels. The old mole brought out an ancient map, drawn on dry tree bark. It wasn't a straight, clear map like Pip's. It was full of curves and twists that seemed to make no sense. "Our ancestors didn't dig in straight lines, Pip," the old mole said. "They were following something. They were listening to the song of the roots."
With hesitant curiosity, Pip took the map and entered the dusty old tunnels. Instead of digging quickly, he began to walk slowly. He noticed something amazing. The tunnels were not random. They precisely followed the paths of the giant, ancient tree roots. And at every turn he could feel a slight dampness in the walls and hear a very faint sound like the whisper of distant water. The winding tunnels led him deeper and deeper to a place none of his modern tunnels had ever reached, and there he discovered the secret. He found a huge natural cavern, and at its bottom flowed a small but steady underground stream, a secret river that kept the deep soil moist and the roots alive even in the worst drought. The roots of the old trees stretched down like veins to reach this hidden source of life.
Pip returned to the colony not just with food from the deep roots, but with a new understanding. He realized his ancestors weren't primitive, they were wise. They understood that the fastest way is not always the best way, and that nature has its own logic that must be respected and followed. Pip combined his new knowledge with his modern skills. He no longer just dug straight tunnels. He began to design a new network that connected the modern and the ancient tunnels, ensuring everyone had access to the deep water. He learned and taught his colony that true progress comes not from forgetting the past, but from building upon it, and that the greatest wisdom is often hidden, waiting patiently in the old Song of the Roots.